Speaker, I think it is clear that there has been no delay in the payment of statutory funds by the government of John Dramani Mahama. No delay. Mr. Speaker, the records at National Health Insurance Authority are clear that on a monthly basis, payments have been made to service providers, payments have been made and transferred to hospitals, and we don't owe. That is very clear. Mr. Speaker, it is also very clear that Get Fund allocation has also been made and payments made to Get Fund. Indeed, I am informed by some contractors that they have been paid. Mr. Speaker, the annual ritual of senior high schools not reopening because they don't have food has not occurred again. And schools are happily being run. Schools are happily being run. It is obvious that we are doing well in the education sector as well. Mr. Speaker, if there has been a delay in the transfer of the funds to the Common Fund Administrator, it is for very good reason. Mr. Speaker, the assemblies did not exist until very recently. After the election, many of the assemblies too dissolved. Because if you read the law says that the assembly is made of the district chief executive and the elected assembly members and the government appointees. The government appointees had been withdrawn. The DCE ceased to exist. They were no longer in office. So there was no assembly to transfer the money to. There was no assembly. Because by law, the assembly did not exist. There was no assembly. That is what the law says. Mr. Speaker, it is only recently, a couple of weeks ago, that most assemblies were able to elect their chief executives. When they elected their chief executives, then the assemblies were properly constituted to now be assemblies. And the Honorable Minister for Local Government went around the country to inaugurate the assemblies. That is why the monies were not transferred to the assemblies, because the assemblies did not exist. They had not yet been inaugurated by the local government minister. So there has never been any delay.
The minister made a statement. And even the rules provide that the minister in his statement should not provoke debate. What the majority leader is doing now is to veer off from the content of the statement and to start his own argument outside of it. Mr. Speaker, there's no problem if there's a need for us to debate on an important subject matter which borders on national development. The Minister of Finance was in this house presenting the budget statement. The President had earlier told us that the famous 24-hour economy policy would find space in the budget. That was not in the budget. The minister is not concerned about how to create employment. Contractors are not being paid. People are being sacked.
You are on a point of order.
24-hour economy?
Honourable Minority Leader, you are on a point of order. What is your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, I'm coming. I'm laying a foundation. The Minister of Finance was supposed to provide a policy direction regarding the 24-hour economy. He has failed to do that.
What is your point of order, Minority Leader?
Mr. Speaker, I am arguing. My submission is that to the extent that the majority leader has failed to limit his comment to the issue raised by the finance minister, is in clear breach of the rules guiding this particular subject matter. Mr. Speaker, why is he not concerned about the failure of the finance minister to pay contractors and to address the issue of 24-hour economy to create employment? Why is he not concerned about the mass dismissals in the public sector? As a majority leader, all he says is that, and then they have fulfilled the promise. Fulfill which promise? With time, you'll be exposed. Mr. Speaker, please guide the majority leader to act within the rules. Comment briefly and not to provoke debate. If you want a debate, let's dedicate a time for a debate on their 6 months of failure and disappointment. We're ready for them, but not smuggle his way in a statement when you failed in your own flagship policy, the 24-hour economy, your own flagship policy. You have failed the people of Ghana.
Honorable
President failed in his son. He said, finance minister took care. He said there's a team every day, committee. The House is misleading this House. Mr. Speaker, he submits that the President has met all his promises to the nation. It is not true and it is not factual. Mr. Speaker, this government promised the women banking policy. Only 50 million. Only 50 million. Only 50 million. Mr. Speaker. 2, they made a huge commitment to agriculture. If you look at the budget, they allocated 1.5 billion cedis. Of the 1.5 billion, 900 million plus goes into compensation. Nothing for agriculture. Mr. Speaker, he pretended he didn't hear me on the 24-hour economy. In his SONA, in the State of the Nation address, the President promised this House that when the finance minister comes, he would introduce the 24-hour economy in the policy. Mr. Speaker, government financial policy outlines its budget for the year. The finance minister didn't say anything. The finance minister ran away from their own flagship initiative. The issue of taxes. You said you were going to take away the taxes at the port. Apart from the e-levy, what have you done? Mr. Speaker, for you to now rise on your feet to mislead Ghanaians that you've met all your promises. Where is the women banking?
I'll give you the floor.
Where is the 50 million? You promised when you were swearing in your deputy ministers. You said there will be some deputy ministers coming the following week. That was 3 months ago. Walk the talk. Walk the talk. Walk the talk. What is happening? Where is the 24-hour economy? The youth,
thank you very much, Honorable Minority Leader.
You promised jobs.
Honorable Minority Leader, thank you very much.
Mr. Speaker, I'm concluding.
Yes.
You promised the Ghanaian youth 1 job, 3 shifts. You promised Ghanaians 1 job, 3 shifts. Today, no job for the youth. You come here. The finance minister, instead of paying contractors who have taken loans, businessmen who have taken loans, the road contractors, you won't pay them. You come here, you say we should commend you. You won't pay contractors. You are waiting to pay them after mid-year. And then you say the dollar, the cedi is stable. We are interested in fluidity in the economy. Finance minister, are you paying them? Businesses are not importing. Spare parts are not available because they don't have the means.
Minority Leader, is that your conclusion?
What business? Are you promoting business? You are not promoting
Honorable
business.
Minority
and
Leader.
Then you come and tell us that you are doing
Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, arrest my case. Rule him out of order. He's misleading the House. The leader of the House is misleading the House.
The minority leader should stop doing what he's doing. Between us, at our level, when you rise up to raise a point of order, let it be a point of order. Let it not be on a frolic of your own, running all over the place. Please, this is not a point of order. At our level, you don't do that. Mr. Speaker, if I may say, he promised this House that he will bring Ken Ofori-Atta in May. We're in June. Why are you going to Ofori-Atta? Where is Ken Ofori-Atta? Where is Ken? You promised us that you will bring Ken to this House. He came to this House and made a promise. You promised this House that you will produce Ken. You will produce Ken Ofori-Atta in May. We are in June. This is the 3rd of June. Why is Ken Ofori-Atta? Mr. Speaker, he should no longer be heard in this House. Because when he makes promises, he doesn't fulfill them. He comes here and makes promises and never fulfills them. And yet he is questioning other people's promises. When you made a promise, did you fulfill it?
Honourable members, honestly speaking,
Mr. Speaker,
I try as much as possible to accommodate leadership. But it is getting to a point that I am being compelled to rule leadership out of order. So please, let's stick to the rules.
Yes. When we make promises, let's keep them. Mr. Speaker, when he promised to sleep at Yoko, by 10 p.m. he left Yoko. He abandoned.
You still...
Mr. Speaker, this is the man who is talking about people not fulfilling their promises. You promised to sleep at Yoko, and you left at 10 p.m.
Honourable Majority Leader, please conclude. Honourable Majority Leader, please conclude.
Mr. Speaker, let me wind up. Mr. Speaker, let me conclude. What excites me about this statement and the guidelines is the category of items that the President is directing must be prioritized. Mr. Speaker, markets are for our women, our mothers. Health facilities, mostly it is our mothers who send children to health facilities, who are the greatest beneficiaries. Educational facilities, it is our mothers who send our children and the babies to educational facilities. So once again, women, potable water, it is our women and girls who have to travel long distances to fetch water. Sanitation and school furniture. Mr. Speaker, these are items that particularly touch our women. That is why I want to declare that President John Dramani Mahama is a pro-woman president. A pro-woman president. Because he is prioritizing expenditure in areas that particularly border on the welfare of our mothers, of our women, of their children, and the drudgery, the labor, the suffering of our women will be reduced by the expenditures that the assemblies are going to be making. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, when you talk about liquidity in the system, liquidity is when the finance minister releases funds. In this statement alone, the finance minister has indicated that he has released funds to the Common Fund Administrator. He has released funds to the National Health Insurance Authority. He has released funds to the GET Fund. These funds are being injected into the system. So that propaganda that we are not spending is not true. We are spending through the National Health Insurance. We are spending through the Common Fund Administrator. We are spending through the GET Fund. So we are spending. It is not true that we are not spending. And that it is because we are not spending that the dollar is reducing and the cedi is appreciating. Mr. Speaker, we are clearly spending in the health sector. We are spending in the educational sector. we are spending at the local government levels. And Mr. Speaker, I can testify that we are spending because all of us in this chamber receive our salaries monthly on time, and there has never been a reduction. The same way with the civil servants, with the public servants, I have not received any report by government workers that they haven't been paid. I have not received any report. They are being paid promptly. Mr. Speaker, so the propaganda that we have stabilized the currency because we are not spending is clearly not borne out by the statement. The statement points to the government spending on its statutory obligations. Mr. Speaker, on that note, let me commend the Minister for such a statement and once again draw the attention of Ghanaians to the fact that they have elected a government that has promised to deliver and is actually delivering, and each moment that we deliver on our promises, we will come to this House and will account to Ghanaians and will make sure that we remain very, very accountable. Thank you very much, Minister for Finance. We commend you for your hard work. The city is gaining strength. The dollar is reducing in its exchange rate. The pound is reducing in its exchange rate. All the major currencies are reducing in the exchange rate relation to the city. And the city is getting stronger. Ghanaians are more confident in their country and their government than they have ever been before. Mr. Speaker, because of the appreciation of the city, the salary of the minority leader has appreciated. His salary has appreciated. Mr. Speaker, his purchasing power has appreciated.
Honourable member, please conclude.
He now pays less for fuel because fuel prices have declined. He now pays less for food because food prices have declined. He is living in a better country now. And he looks happy. He is a happier man because of the performance of the Minister for Finance.
The surprises are becoming one too many. Mr. Speaker, how can the Finance Minister in one breath repeal e-levy and reintroduce e-levy? Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, we went into conclave. The issues that he just raised as justification for running this bill through a certificate of urgency, it never came up. Mr. Speaker, will the Interior Minister, who was up challenging me, ask the Finance Minister to tell us under what rule he came under? Mr. Speaker, what is the precedent that is being set? Mr. Speaker, Hansa is watching. Hansa is taking note. One day, it will come and hound them. If today they think they have no mess, they will bulldoze their way. So be it. Have your pleasure. But bear in mind that someday, what you are doing will come and haunt you. Mr. Speaker, with all the justification, what stopped him from engaging this side of the House? This morning, I must be honest that the majority leader whispered to me that something of urgent importance, of urgent value would come. But Mr. Speaker, it is only important that we engage and you let us know. You come with your justification. You came here to present your budget. You presented your budget saying you are not going to introduce new taxes, new levies. Then you turn around, you say you are repealing e-levy. You are all over the place. Now you are bringing back e-levy. And then you say that the Ghanaian public will not feel it. Mr. Speaker, you repeal e-levy, reintroduce e-levy. That's what you are doing. What are you? This is the e-levy. You have introduced e-levy. Then you say that you run it through certificate of urgency. Mr. Speaker,
Honourable members,
the e-levy being introduced.
Honourable members, this is a house of record.
What is it?
Honourable members, this is a house of record. The bill introduced, which I have just referred, is energy sector levies bill. It is
e-levy.
So this is not electronic levy.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, allow the minority to have its say. You allowed the minister to speak. What is energy sector levy? Short form E-levy, is it not it? The energy. What is energy? Is it not E? How do you spell energy? Is it not capital E? The short form of the law, the levy, is E-levy. You are reintroducing E-levy. That's what you are doing. Reintroducing E-levy. And you are going to tax Ghanaians. Mr. Speaker, and you say under certificate of urgency.